me.
That's not my friend, it's the TV.
Play with your friends outside, Nick. Get those kids out of here. Good. And none of you kids come back here till this afternoon.
It wasn't my friends, it was Chuckles the Chipper Monkey.
Oh, that's very charming.
Boy, it's a terrible program now. It was a much better show when you were writing it.
Well, when Sandberg and Faulkner quit, I quit. What kind of day is it outside today?
It's a Monday.
I mean, is it warm or cold or sunny is what I mean.
I haven't been outside yet.
Ah, light. Can't see a thing, not a thing. No matter what time of day or what the weather, we got a permanent fixture out there. Twilight in February.
Better call the weather record like always.
Someday this damn building will fall down into 7th Avenue so I can see the weather. Using a machine to call up another machine. I do not enjoy the company of ghosts. Hello, weather lady. Well, how are you? I'm fine. What's the weather? Ah, that high. And the wind. Which way does the wind blow this morning? All the way to East Point, Block Island. Humidity? Very nice. Oops. There you go again. I keep telling you, you must learn not to repeat yourself. I tell you that every morning. Once is enough. Women seldom sense when they have become boring. Neighbors, I have an announcement for you. I've never seen such a collection of dirty windows. Now I want to see you all out on your fire escapes with your Mr. Clean bottles, and let's snap it up.
Gee, Marie, Scott shot like that every morning.
It clears my head. What time is it?
It's 8:40.
Well, what are you doing still here? Why aren't you in school?
It's a holiday. It's Irving R. Feldman's birthday, like you said.
Irving R. Feldman's birthday is my own personal national holiday. I did not open it up to the public. He is proprietor, perhaps the most distinguished kosher delicatessen in this neighborhood, and as such, I hold the day of his birth in reverence.
You said you weren't going to look for work because it was Irving R. Feldman's birthday, so I figured I'd celebrate too. A little.
Don't kid me, Nick. You know you're supposed to be in school. Thought you liked that damn genius school. Why the hell
Well,
are
I
you
figured I'd better stay home today until you got up. See, Marie, there's something I gotta discuss with you. Because it's a special school with big brains, they watch you and take notes, make reports, and smile at you a lot. There's a psychologist who talks to you every week, each kid separately. He's the biggest smile they got up there.
Because you got brains, they think you're nuts.
Anyway, in show and tell time in Mrs. Zimmerman's class on Monday, each kid is supposed to tell about some trip he took and show pictures. Remember that time I made you take me with you to that El Bambino Club over on 52nd?
Nick, you showed and you told?
Turns out they're very square for their beer school. And sometimes when we have our Wednesday free association talk period, I sometimes quote your different opinions.
That wasn't a good idea.
I didn't know there were such nervous people there. They're very nervous there. And there's this composition I wrote, creative writing, about the advantages of unemployment insurance.
Well, why did you write about that?
It was just on my mind. Then once, they got out my records and started to know something called significant data. Turns out they've been keeping this file on me for a long time and checking for that child welfare place. Same place got those letters from.
Nah, I never answer letters from large organizations.
So that when they come over here today, I figure we better...
When they come over here?
Yeah, this child welfare crowd. They want to take a look at our environment here.
Oh, that's charming. Why didn't you tell me about this before, Nick?
Well, you know, the past couple of nights we really couldn't get together.
Oh, well, that was unavoidable. You know that when I have lots of work to do, you stay up at Mrs. Myers.
Murray, Bert forgot her glove here last night.
That's very bright.
Anyway, for this child welfare crowd, I think we should set up some kind of story before they get here.
You make it sound like a vice raid.
I mean, for one thing, you don't even have a job right now.
Look, you want me to put up some kind of front? Okay, I will. Don't worry, kid. We'll snow 'em good.
I thought you could at least look in the papers this morning for a job, so we can tell them about your possibilities.
I look every day.
Couldn't I just read it from the Times again like last week?
Okay, read me from the paper.
And maybe you'll take a shave?
All right. All right. Besides, all the really important jobs stay forever. Just start on page 1, Help Wanted Mail, and read me from the paper.
Okay. Adminis ex office, $90. What's that?
Administrative assistant, excellent opportunity. Nothing, keep reading.
$90 is $90 more than nothing. Nothing is what you make right now.
Have you ever considered being the first 12-year-old boy in space?
But $90.
Look, you go be an adminis ex office. They need men like you. Read further.
Versatile junior traffic manager, industrial representative organization, $125. Call Mr. Shipman.
Hello, Mr. Shipman. I read your name in the New York Times, so I know you must be real. My name is Mandrake the Magician. I'm a versatile junior, and I would like to manage your traffic for you. You see, sir, it has long been my ambition to work in a pointless job with no future and a cretin like you as my boss.
But $125, that's a lot.
Look, just read the finance, no editorial comment or personal recommendations. When I need your advice, I'll ask for it. Out of the mouths of babes comes drooling.
You said that last week. You don't want a job is the whole thing.
Would you just mind concentrating on being a child? Because I find your imitation of an adult hopelessly inadequate.
You want to be your own boss, but the trouble with that is you don't pay yourself anything. Hey, you don't pay yourself anything. That's a good line. I gotta remember that.
That's what you said last week.
Murray, can I speak to you man to man?
Oh, that was cute about a year ago, buddy, but that line has got to go.
Murray, I'm upset. For me, as an actual child, the way we live in this house is a dangerous thing for my later life. One, I become an actual person. An unemployed person like you are for so many months is bad for you as a person. And it's certainly bad for me who lives within the same house with rents and pay for months sometimes. I wish you get a job, Murray. Please. Kid, look, I'm sorry, you're right, you are. This really is terrible. You're not kidding.
Nick,
Yeah.
Nick, you know when I said I was looking for work last week? Well, I went to the movies. Every day. In the middle of the afternoon.
Murray, you mean you really could...
Well, now, don't give me any of that indignant crap. I happen to be admitting something to you, and it's bad enough I should have to discuss my adult problems with a grotesque cherub. Thought you'd give me dirty looks on top of it. Swell crowd at movies in the middle of a working weekday afternoon. Nobody sits next to anybody. Everybody there figures everybody else is a creep. And all of them are right. Say, how would you like to go to the top? Have you ever been to the top of the Empire State Building?
Yes, 6 times with you in November.
Oh. Well, what about the Statue of Liberty?
No.
Today is Irving R. Feldman's birthday. We shall go to the top of the Statue of Liberty and watch the Queen Elizabeth come in, full of those tired, poor, huddled masses, yearning to breathe free,
Murray,
fresh.
why'd you go to the movies in the middle of the afternoon when you said you were looking for work?
Oh, there's a window right in your navel. We can look out and see the...
Were you very tired or what?
Well, see, I was going to see Uncle Arnie, some of the other agents, about writing for some of the new TV shows. I was on the subway on my way there. I got off on 42nd Street and went to the movies. There are 11 movie houses on that street, Nick. It is movie land. It breathes that seductive, carpety, minty air of the inside of movie houses. Almost as irresistible for me as pastrami. Now there is the question that you approach the box office in the middle of a working day with everybody else going in is as embarrassed as you are. But once you get beyond that awkward stage and have had your ticket torn by the old man inside, all doubts just go away because it's dark. And inside it is such a scene as to fracture the imagination of even a nut like yourself, Nick. Because it is lovely and a little damp. And the dialogue is falling down like rain on a roof. Nobody can see you. And you are sitting deep in front of a roaring color cinemascope. Stereophonic, nerve-cooling, heartwarming, spine-softening, perfect, happy ending picture show. And it is Peacefulville, USA. There are these men there with neat mustaches who have shaved and shined their shoes and put on a tie even just to come and sit alone at the movies. And there are these nearsighted, cute pink ladies who sit and eat secret caramels. Very old men who sleep. And the ushers, oh, buddy, you were not kidding these boys. They know you are not there because you're waiting for a train, or you're on vacation, or you work a night job. They know you are there to see the movie. It's the business and purpose of your day. And these boys give you their sneaky little smiles to show you that they know. Now, the moral question to me here is this. When one is faced with life and the bare-ass job-hunting raw on the one hand, and 11 50-cent double features on the other, what is the mature, sensible, and mentally healthy step to take?
What's wrong, Murray?
I don't know. Not sure.
Hey, Murray, you all right? Murray, let's go to the top of the Statue of Liberty.
Hello, young man. I'm Mr. Amundsen, and this is Miss Markowitz. We'd like to speak with your uncle.
Well, I don't know.
Isn't he in?
Hello.
How do you do, Mr. Burns? Miss Markowitz and I are a social service unit assigned by the New York City Bureau of Child Welfare. We've been asked by the Bureau to, may we?
Sure.
Why, thank you. Miss Markowitz and I have been asked by the BCW to investigate and examine certain pupils of the Revere School. There is certain information both which the city and the school would like to have regarding young Nicholas. I'd like to explain just exactly why we're here, Mr. Burns.
If anyone likes some coffee.
Why, thank you, Nicholas. Miss Markowitz,
Yes, thank you.
Mr. Burns, it might be best for the child if perhaps you send him downstairs to play or something while we have our discussion. Your case is
Our
rather...
case? Well, I had no idea we were a case.
We do have a file on certain students at the Revere School.
Oh, so we're on file somewhere. Tell me, are we a great big fat file or a little teeny file?
Due to the fact that you have chosen not to answer our letters and some of our phone calls, there are many aspects of your file which are incomplete. Several questions, Mr. Burns. It might be best for the child if perhaps you send him downstairs.
Are you going to talk dirty?
It would be more advisable for the child not to be present, since Miss Markowitz will be discussing the psychological area. That is, we are going to be discussing certain matters which would not be appropriate.
Cream and sugar for everybody?
Why, yes, Nicholas, thank you. It is going to be difficult with the child present.
Miss Markowitz, may I know your first name?
Sandra.
And you are the psychologist part of this team, Sandy?
That's right, Mr. Burns.
And you, I take it, are the brawn of the outfit.
Perhaps I should explain, Mr. Burns, that the social service units assigned to the Revere School are a carefully planned balance of a social caseworker such as myself and a psychology caseworker such as Miss Markowitz, actually Dr. Markowitz. Mr. Burns, it is not easy to define those elements, those influences and problems which go into the makeup of a young boy.
And I thought it was just frogs and snails and puppy dog tails.
I appreciate the informality upon which you approach this matter, Mr. Burns. But on a more serious note, if I may, there are a few
Is the
matters...
coffee any good?
Why, yes, Nicholas. Thank you.
Very nice, Nicholas. Are you drinking coffee, Nicholas? Don't you think it would be better? Maybe-
No, milk. I like to drink from a cup.
Now, aren't you ashamed of yourself?
Now to plunge right in
You know,
here.
sometimes I put his milk in a shot glass. It's better for getting him to drink it than adding chocolate syrup.
Mr. Burns, Mr. Amundsen and I have several cases to examine today, and we would appreciate a certain amount of cooperation.
East Bronx, Mashula Parkway.
With a couple of years in Massachusetts, maybe?
Oh, no Massachusetts at all. Complete Bronx.
I don't understand.
Oh, excuse me. Nick and I are merely testing our sense of voice and accent. Nick insists he's better at it than I am.
As a matter of fact, the Bronx is right, but it's Grand Concourse.
Oh, the Massachusetts thing, though, way off, right?
Actually, I took my graduate work with a professor, a man with a very strong New England accent who could very well have influenced my speech. Nick is quite right.
Thank you, lady.
You certainly have a fine ear for the sound, Nick. Do you and your uncle play many of these sorts of games together?
keen eyes that have read many case histories and are ever watchful. Even clever little boys are not going to snow her. The lady's here for the facts.
Quite so, Mr. Burns. But the facts alone are not enough to complete our examination. We wish to understand...
Jersey City. Maybe Newark. With a couple of years in Chicago.
Uh-huh. I think you've hit it, Nick.
That's really quite remarkable. Albert, Mr. Onison is from New Jersey, and he went to Chicago University.
Sandra, this is really quite beside the point.
I just think it's funny, Albert.
Suppose I pursue my matters before you begin yours, Miss Markowitz.
The honeydew melon's in season again. They're not quite ripe yet, so... Oh, sorry. Didn't realize you had company. See you, Nick.
Yeah, see you, Uncle Arnie.
I did not realize that there was someone else living here with you.
Oh, no, that's just my brother Arnold. He comes by every morning with fruit on the way to the office. He's a fruit nut.
I see here in our file that the research team spoke to your brother, your agent, I believe, and the people at your last known business address at NBC.
You really do a lot of that sort of stuff, don't you? Calling people, going through my personal files.
You've refused for quite some time, Mr. Burns, to answer any of our regular inquiries. We understand that you've been unemployed at this point for nearly 5 months.
He has an excellent opportunity to be an administrative assistant.
Other than your activities as a freelance scriptwriter, we understand that you wrote regularly for an NBC program for several years.
I was chief writer for Leo Herman, better known as Chuckles the Chipmunk, friend of the young ones and seller of Chuckle Chips, the potato chips your friend Chuckles the Chipmunk eats and chuckles over.
And the circumstances under which you left the employer.
I quit.
You felt that this was not the position for you.
I felt I was not reaching all the boys and girls out there in television land. Actually, it's not so much that I wasn't reaching the boys and girls, but the boys and girls were starting to reach me. 6 months ago, a perfectly adult bartender asked me if I wanted an onion in my martini. And I said, gosh and golly, you betcha. I knew it was time to quit.
May I ask, is this a pattern? That is, has there been much shifting of position in the past?
No, I always take an onion in my martini. That's a constant and unswerving event in my life.
Mr. Burns, perhaps you're not aware of just how serious your situation is. This entire matter is a subject of intense interest to DCW. The circumstances of this child's environment is the danger of his becoming...
Mr. Burns, your situation is what the Bureau considers to be an almost emergency case.
He's just sitting around, lady. Really, we do have a great environment here.
Relax. Look, people, I'm sorry. Let's continue with the question.
Miss Markowitz, maybe you could pursue your particular matters at this point.
Fine. Nick, suppose we have a little chat here.
Fine. I was going to suggest that myself.
Nick, I bet you love to come home when you've been out playing and you get tired. You say to yourself, gee, I'd like to go home now.
Sure, right. And I'm happy here. Boy, you think I'm happy now. You should see me when I'm really happy.
He's on to you, honey. You're going to have to be a lot boxier than that.
And I'm sure that you and your uncle have a great deal of fun together.
It's not all laughs.
Oh, I'm sure there's times when the fun stops and you have nice talks, and your uncle teaches you things and helps you to learn.
I can do a pretty good Peter Lorre imitation that Murray taught me.
Nikki, what Miss Markowitz meant is that
I
you and
didn't
your uncle
tweet, I
have...
tell you. It's not my night. I am innocent. You can't say me. It's all a mistake.
Nikki, that's not true.
Well, what's the trouble? That happens to be a very good imitation.
Perhaps, but we are
Can
trying...
you imitate Peter Lorre?
I can do a pretty good James Cagney. I mean, it's not fantastic like my Peter Lorre, but it's something.
Nikki, if you try to pay attention, and we proceed to have a conversation with your uncle.
Albert, if you'll just let me handle this area. Nick, let's talk about games, okay?
Okay,
Now, what kind of games do you like the most?
I like educational games and things that Murray get me to develop my naturally inquiring mind.
I wonder, do you have any favorite games or toys you'd like to show me? Some plaything that is the most favorite one of all.
Just throughout my collection of National Geographics and other educational type magazines, I have a whole collection.
Nikki, Miss Markowitz is interested in you and cares about you and everything. I'm sure if you brought out some of your favorite toys and playthings for her to see, She'd love them just as much as you do.
Well, there's Bubbles.
Oh, I don't think you'd be interested in seeing Bubbles.
What you call an electric statue. See, she's got this switcher that can make her go on and off like that.
Nick, is this your favorite toy?
After a while, it does get pretty boring. What's a swell gimmick?
Nick, tell me, do you like best the fact that the chest of the lady lights up?
Well, you gotta admit, you don't see boobies like that every day. Do you want to see the effect when the room is dark and the lights are out?
Tell me, Nick, is that so bad that you like thinking about it, that you can be alone in the dark with it?
No, when in the dark, she really knocks your eyes out.
Nikki, perhaps we could turn her off. Switch those off, maybe?
Nick, does Bubbles, does she in any way, does her face remind you at all of, oh, let's see, your mother, for example?
No, I mean, it's just a doll. It's not a statue of anybody I know. I just got it in the store on the street downtown.
Her chest, is that something like,
It's something all right, isn't it?
when you think of your mother, do you,
I don't think about her really much.
but when you do think of her, do you remember her face best, or her hands, or,
Remember, she has this terrific laugh. Kind of laugh that when she laughs, it makes you laugh too. Of course, she overdoes it a lot.
I mean, physically, when you think of her, do you, well, when you see Bubbles, and Bubbles goes on and off like that,
Sandy, his mother's chest did not light up. Let's get that settled right now. Mark it down on your files.
Nikki, do you think we could maybe turn her off? Switch, unplug her?
Look, Sandy, I think I can save you a lot of trouble. Nick is a fairly bright child who knows that girls are not boys. Other than that, his interest in ladies right now is confined to ones that light up or don't light up.
I mostly like educational things. And things that are extremely healthy for a person.
Don't push it, Nick. He does not have any unusual fixations, Sandy. He's no more abnormally interested in your bus than Mr. Amundsen is.
Mr. Burns!
Of course, I might be wrong about that.
Mr. Burns, our interest in that doll is...
You really are interested in this doll, aren't you, Elf?
Our interest in that doll is one
I'll
of...
sell it to you for $2. That's 50 cents less than I paid for it.
Sandra, I fail to see the humor in this.
it's just that it was funny.
Suppose I pursue the psychological part of this interview, Ben.
Excuse me, Albert, I really do feel that you...
Albert, the lady was just laughing because something funny happened. Isn't that absolutely the best thing to do under the circumstances?
Mr. Burns,
Say, how would you all like to go to the Statue of Liberty? I have it on good authority from the weather lady that today is going to be a beautiful day.
Mr. Burns, isn't it all possible for you to stick to the point?
Albert, I'll bet it would make Sandy a lot happier if you took her off somewhere once in a while. Now, it doesn't have to be the Statue of Liberty.
Mr. Burns, my relationship with Miss
Well,
Marple...
obviously there is some relationship. Earlier, when Nick asked if you wanted sugar in your coffee, Albert, you answered for Sandra.
Mr. Burns, this interview has reached a point of no
I'm gonna
control.
go get my book.
This entire interview, Mr. Burns, has reached a
Mr.
point...
Burns,
Damn it, Sandra! Don't interrupt me.
Albert, for goodness sakes, you don't have to...
Suppose we... Would you excuse us for a moment, Mr. Burns? I'd like to have a short conference with Sandra. Dr. Markowitz? What is going on with you today? Have we lost all control?
Are you seriously talking to me about control?
I told you and I told Dr. Melko. It is much too soon for you to be going out on cases. You need another year in the office, behind the lines. I told both of you you're simply not ready.
Really, Albert, you hardly let me get started. I was attempting to deal with the whole child.
3 months out of graduate school, you want to go right into the front lines. Not advisable.
Don't you think that this is rather stupid and unprofessional? Right here in front of him, you decide to have a conference.
A necessity. I'm supposedly the leader of this examining team.
Oh, really?
You get too involved, Sandra. With each case, you get too emotionally involved. We are scientists. This is an exploratory visit. You lose sight of the
You
reason...
make me sick, Albert. Today, this is no way to approach this man's problem.
Well, fine. Just fine. Fine, Sandra.
How are we doing? I personally don't think that you're going to work all of your problems with each other out, but I'm glad you came to me because I think I can help. Albert, Sandy is not going to respect you because you threaten her. Respect will have to come gradually and naturally, a maturing process. Sandy, I bet he's got a file on you.
Mr. Burns, according to the BCW, the child's continuance in your home is in serious and immediate doubt. I am trying to encourage your cooperation. Aren't you willing to answer some questions, to give some evidence in your favor for our report? Some evidence to support your competency as a guardian? The board is thoroughly aware that Nicholas is not legally adopted.
He's my nephew. He's staying with me for a while, just visiting.
How long has he been here?
7 years.
As you see, the board, I assure you, has
You
the right
don't
to...
assure me of anything, buddy. In fact, you make me damn nervous. You mean to tell me those 4 years at NYU gives you the right to be my judge? Okay, look, I'm sorry. What do you want to know? I'll be cooperative.
The boy's father, where is he?
That's not a where question. That's a who question.
I don't quite
My
understand.
next mother, she didn't quite either.
Is she still living?
Oh, my sister is unquestionably alive.
But her responsibility to the child.
Well, for the first 5 years, she did everything she could for Nick, but get married. Now, that's not easy to understand since she used to get married to absolutely everybody. But somehow, having Nick matured her, she felt a sort of responsibility not to get married to just anybody anymore. So she did not marry Nick's father, nor was she married at the time he was born. I guess you could call Nick a bastard, or a little bastard, depending on how whimsical you are at the time. Is that the sort of information you wanted? This situation is a social worker's paradise. What a case history, huh? My sister Elaine showed up here one day with 2 suitcases, a hat box, a blue parakeet, a dead goldfish, and a 5-year-old child. 3 days later, she went downstairs to buy a pack of filter tip cigarettes. 6 years later, she returned for the suitcases and the hat box. The parakeet I had given away, the goldfish I had long since flushed down the toilet, and the 5-year-old child had, with very little effort, become 6 years older. She was accompanied by a tall chap wearing sunglasses who was born to be her 5th divorce, and he tried to start a small conversation with me. Well, when Elaine returned for her luggage, I reminded her of the child and the filter tip cigarettes and suggested that this was perhaps the longest running practical joke in recent history. A man in sunglasses was born to be her 5th divorce. When he tried to start a small conversation with me, I went over and slapped my sister. Then 5th divorce slugged me. Sister cried, stopped quite suddenly, and began to explain to me her well-practiced theory on the meaning of life. A philosophy falling somewhere just to the left of whoopee. At this point, I remember I started laughing, and then we all laughed and said goodbye like people at the end of a long party. That was almost a year ago. I still got Nick.
But you must have some concern about Nicholas.
His name is not Nicholas. I will admit he stayed with that name longer than most of the others.
I'm sure.
No, actually, he was billed for almost 8 months.
Well, I'm sure his birth certificate.
Oh, that's certainly an elusive document. Not having assigned him a last name, Elaine felt reticent about assigning him a first one. When Nick first arrived here, this presented a real difficulty. Nick answered to nothing whatsoever. Even the parakeet responded to its own name. Nick was only sure I was talking to him when he was positive there was no one else in the room.
Well, how did you communicate with
I made a deal with him when he was 6, up to which time he was known rather casually as Chubby, that he could try out any name he wished for as long as he wished, up until his 13th birthday, at which time he'd have to decide on a name he liked permanently. He went through a series of dogs' names when he was still little. Rover and King having a real vogue there for a while. But for 3 months, he referred to himself as Big Sam. Then there was Little Max, Snoopy, Chip, Rock, Rex, Mike, Marty, Lamont, Chevrolet, Wyatt, Yancey, Fred, Phil, Woodrow, Lefty, the Phantom. He received his library card last year under the name of Raphael Sabatini. His Cub Scout membership lists him as Barry Fitzgerald, And just last week, a friend of his called and asked if Toulouse could come over to his house for dinner. Nick seems to be the one that'll stick, though.
His mother didn't...
His mother. When last heard from, she was studying mind in Paris, having been given a sort of scholarship by a 22-year-old Hamburger named Myron, who seems to believe strongly in the development of talent and student exchange. Well, I don't think I've left anything out.
I was not aware that Nick was an OW child.
OW?
Out of wedlock.
For a minute, I thought you meant prisoner of war. I think it's that natural warmth of yours that leads me to misunderstand.
But as it concerns the child, where is the child?
You prefer not having him here anyway, Albert.
I am perfectly aware, Sandra, of what I prefer and what I do not prefer.
I don't care for that tone of voice at all, Albert.
I understand perfectly what has happened here today, Sandra. We've allowed this man to disturb us, and we've both gotten a bit upset. Now, I really feel it's time we look for the family problem in Queens. It's there in your file, the Ledbetters, the introverted child. Now, we've really given an unreasonable amount of time to this case. Mr. Burns, I'm afraid this interview has reached
Albert, I personally feel that it would not be advisable to...
Sandra, there's nothing more that we can do here this morning.
I feel that we have not really given Mr. Burns...
Sandra, it is really time we got for Queens.
Here's the Ledbetter file. I'm staying here.
Sandra,
I've decided to pursue this case.
have we lost all professional control?
You just go yourself to the Lead Valleys. You go on to Queens.
May I speak to you for a moment?
Time out for signals again?
What are you doing today? What are you doing?
I'm doing what I think is right.
I know how you feel, but there's nothing more that can be done here.
I just don't understand your behavior when you're on a case. We're supposed to be of some help.
Of course, I want to help. But let's not forget it's the child who needs our protection. The ones who
Are
need
you
our...
really going to leave that man here like that? You're not even going to try to help him or tell him what to do about the board separating him from the child? I mean, just so cold.
Dear, you have spent too much time in graduate school and not enough time in the field. That is your whole problem, Sandra. You need to learn your job.
Oh, really? That's so. Albert Amundsen, don't give me any of that nonsense.
Sandra, this is not the time or the place for this outburst.
Graduate school wouldn't have done you any harm, Albert. Believe me. Oh, this is the most terrible thing. You mean you're just going to leave? Do you know what you are? You're I don't know, but I'll think of something.
Mr. Burns? Mr. Burns? Mr. Burns, you can assume at this point that Miss Markowitz is no longer involved in your case. The board will be informed tomorrow that she is no longer involved in this particular case. For continuing to discuss this case at this point is entirely unofficial. You may dismiss any conference you may resume after I leave here, when I leave here, entirely from your mind. And regardless of what you think of me.
I think you're a dirty OW.
And you know what I think you are? Maladjusted. Good afternoon, Mr. Burns. Good afternoon, Sandra.
Good afternoon, Mr. Amundsen. Watch out crossing the street.
Mr. Burns. Mr. Burns, I must apologize to you. We have put you. You have been put at a disadvantage this morning. You've been involved in a personal problem that has nothing to do whatsoever with your particular case. It is entirely wrong for me to give you this impression of our profession. Do you know what?
hate them too.
Oh, Mr. Burns, you don't understand. Some of the cases I love and some of them I hate. And that's all wrong for my work, but I can't help it. I hate Raymond Ledbetter, and he's only 9 years old. And he makes me sick, and I don't give a damn about him.
Well, you can't like everyone in your portfolio there.
But some of them I like too much, and I worry about them all day. It is an obvious conflict against all professional standards. I didn't like Raymond Ledbetter, so I tried to understand him. And now that I understand him, I hate him.
I think that's wonderful. Can I get you a cup of coffee?
Well, he's gone to Queens, and I'll never hear from him again. I wrote her what my married name would be after dinner last night on a paper napkin. Mrs. Albert Robinson. See how it would look. You know what I think I am? I think I'm crazy.
Oh, well, then I can talk to you.
We were going to be married. It was all planned, Mrs. Albert Robinson on a napkin. You have to understand, Albert. He's really a very nice person when he's not on cases. He's a very intelligent man. But last month I called him twice while he was talking. I know him for so long. Please don't look at me. Why don't you go away?
But I live here.
I would like everybody to go away.
Well, can I get you a pastrami sandwich?
Oh, I don't know you, and I'm crying right in front of you.
Well, couldn't you just think of this as show and tell time?
The minute I got out of school, I wanted to go right back inside. Albert is gone, and I just lost my job.
Oh. Now you're really going to have to stop crying because I'm going out of my mind.
Oh, I cry all the time, and I laugh in the wrong places in the movies. I'm not suited to my profession, and I can't do anything right. Last night I burned an entire chicken. And after 7 years of school, I can't work, and I've got no place to go. An entire chicken.
Look, if I do my Peter Lorre imitation for you, will you stop crying?
Look what I've done. I've cried on one of my files. The ink is running all over the Grumbacher twist.
It was all a mistake. I didn't stab Mrs. Marmalade. It was my knife, but I didn't kill her. It was someone else, I tell you, not me.
That's an awful imitation, Mr. Burns.
Ah, there, progress. Can I get you a cup of coffee or a pastrami sandwich or something?
No, thank you. This is absolutely the most unprofessional experience I've ever had.
People fall into two distinct categories, Miss Markowitz. People who like delicatessen and people who don't like delicatessen. Now, a man who is not touched by the earthy lyricism of hot pastrami, or the pungent fantasy of corned beef, pickles, frankfurters, or the great lusty impertinence of a good mustard, is a man of stone and without heart. Now, your Albert is obviously not a lover of delicatessen, and you are well rid of him.
What am I going to do? This is an awful day.
This is a beautiful day, and I'll tell you what. My dear, you really are a jolly old girl, and you're well rid of Albert. You've been given a rare opportunity to return the unused portion and have your money refunded.
But my work, what am I going to do about
Oh, you are a lover, Dr. Markowitz. You're a lover of things and people. So you took up work where you could get at as many of them as possible. And it just turned out that there were too many of them and too much that moved you. But damn it, please be glad that it turns out you are not reasonable and sensible. Have all the gratitude you can that you are capable of embarrassment and joy and are a marathon crier.
There is a sort of relief that it's gone. The job, even Albert. But I know what it is. It's just irresponsible. Oh, I don't have the vaguest idea who I am.
It's just that there's all these sandings running around in there, and it's confusing at first, and fantastic, like a Chinese fire drill. But damn, isn't it great to find out how many sandies there are? It's like all those little cars at the circus. This tiny red car comes out and putters around for a while. Suddenly its doors open and out hops 1,000 clowns, whooping and hollering and raising hell.
What's this?
That's my undershirt. How's about going to the Empire State Building with me?
No, thank you.
Well then, what about the zoo?
No, not really.
Well then, will you marry me?
What?
Just a bit of shock treatment there. I found after long experience it's the quickest way to get a woman's attention when her mind wanders. Always works.
Mr. Burns?
Now that you've cried, you can't call me Mr. Burns. Same rule applies to laughing. My name is Murray.
Well, Murray, to sort of return to reality for a minute.
I'll only go there as a tourist.
Murray, you know you're in trouble with the Child Welfare Board. They could really take Nick away. Murray, there's some things you could do to try to make your case a little stronger.
Sandy, do you realize you're not wearing your shoes?
Oh,
Well, here I am with all my favorite books. Fun in the Rain, Young Railroader, Spanish Dictionary, Science for Youth. See what I did today? I just left him out in the street and I was playing.
Nick, you just killed a whole month's allowance for nothing. And Miss Markowitz isn't even on our case anymore.
I knew it. I shouldn't have left. You got angry and picked on everybody.
Don't worry, Nick. We'll work it out.
$4 right out the window. I really do read educational books, lady, and encourage to make them my home.
I'm sure that's true, Nicholas, but I'm not in a position to be much official good anymore.
We're in real trouble now, right? I figured it happened. You got angry and insulted everybody.
Come on, Nick. We have a lover of music. And she's a guest in our house. We have to do our song for her. I'm sure she'll request it.
Murray, stop it. There's no time to sing songs.
Oh, come on, where's that professional sense of professional responsibility? I'm sitting on top of the world, just rolling along, just rolling along. And I'm with the blues of the world, just singing a song, just singing a song. Glory, hallelujah, just phone the parson, hey, are you ready to call? Just like Humpty Dumpty, getting ready to fall, yeah, sitting on top of the world, just rolling along, just rolling along. Don't want any millions, I get my share. I've only got one suit, just one, that's all I can wear. I want no money to make me feel gay. A sweet little honey, you just make me sing. And I'm sitting on top of the world, just rolling along, just rolling along. And I'm quitting the blues of the world. I'm singing a song, just singing a song. Glory, hallelujah, I just phoned the parson. Hey, are you ready to fall? Just like Humpty Dumpty, get ready to fall. Yeah, I'm sitting on top of the world. Just rolling along, just rolling along.
Well, nice to meet you, lady. I'll be seeing you around.
Well, where are you off to, Nick?
I'm gonna take myself up to Miss Myers. I figure I'll be staying up there tonight.
Is this someone with good news or money? No? Goodbye. his voices here like that at 8 a.m.? Maniacs. Hello, weather lady. I'm fine. How's your nasal little self this morning? What's the weather? Uh-huh. Only a chance of showers. Now, exactly what does it take? There you go again. Only a chance of showers. United States Weather Bureau forecast for New York City and vicinity. 8 a.m. temperature, 65 degrees. Cloudy later today with a chance of... He hung up on me. Fool, probably the most informative phone call to make all day. This is your neighbor speaking. Something really must be done about the collection of garbage cans in the alley here. This is definitely second-class garbage. By next week, I want to see a better class of garbage. More empty champagne bottles and caviar cans. So let's get on the ball and snap it up.
Good morning.
Good morning.
How are you this morning?
I'm fine this morning. How are you?
I am fine also. What time is it?
It's 8:15 and there's a chance of showers. Did you sleep well?
Yes. How long have you been up?
A little while.
Why didn't you wake me?
Because you were smiling. How do the blankets fit?
Did you happen to see my clothes?
Yes, they're in the bathroom. Shall I get them for you?
No, thank you. This isn't the bathroom. This is the kitchen.
If that was the bathroom, then this would be a very extreme version of an efficiency apartment. Here's your clothes, also toothpaste and toothbrush. Sandy, is everything all right?
What?
I said, is everything all right?
Yes, I'm using less of your toothpaste.
No, that's okay. And there's soap right there by the sink.
I know, I found it.
Good.
It was right by the sink.
Suppose we broaden this discussion to other matters.
I saw the soap when I came in.
Morning, Murray.
Morning, Arnold.
Murray, Chuck was calling again yesterday. I told him I'd talk to you. And Jimmy Sloan's in from the coast.
Arnold, you have many successful clients.
Murray,
With all these successful people running around, where are all of our new young failures going to come from?
Murray, those people I saw here yesterday, they're from the welfare force, right? I tried to warn you.
Don't worry about it.
Those welfare people, they don't fool around.
Look, Arnold, I don't mind you coming here with fruit every morning if you keep quiet. But you bring a word with every apple. Everything's fine. You'll be late for the office.
Is Nick all right?
Fine, fine.
Bye, Murray.
Goodbye, Arnold. There's coffee in the pot from last night if you'd like to heat it up.
I already was playing.
And there's cups right by the sink. Will you be coming out soon?
I found the cup.
Good. Will you be coming out soon?
Yes, I think so. Cream and sugar in your coffee?
Yes, thanks.
Murray,
Yes?
I'm coming out now.
That's good.
I'm all finished in here, so I'm coming out now.
That's very good.
Well, here I am.
I believe it's Chase and Sanborn coffee.
They used to sponsor Charlie McCarthy and Edgar Bergen on the radio.
Oh, yes, that's right. And they used to have those ads about the ingredients. Montezales for Melanus was one.
Montezales for Melanus. That's right, I remember. I have to leave now.
Oh.
Yes, I'll have to be on my way.
Don't forget your files.
Oh, yes, my file. Well, goodbye.
Goodbye, Sandra.
Goodbye.
Nut, I was ready to kill you.
What happened? You didn't say anything. I was waiting for you to say something. Why didn't you say something or kiss
I
me?
was
or...
waiting for you, for God's sake.
I didn't know what was going on. Murray, I thought about it and I probably love you.
Very romantic. I probably love you too. You know, you have very small feet. Yesterday, for a minute, I thought you only had 4 toes. I thought you were a freak. I woke up in the middle of the night and counted them. There are 5.
I could have told you that.
When you started talking about the coffee before, I was going to throw you out the window. But there'd be no place for you to land except the trash cans from the Chinese restaurant.
You mean you live above a Chinese restaurant?
Yes, but it's been closed for months.
You mean you live above an abandoned Chinese restaurant?
Yes, I do.
That's wonderful. You know, I didn't go to work this morning, and I simply can't tell you how fantastic that makes me feel. I'm not going to do a lot of things anymore. This blouse I'm wearing, my mother picked it out for me. Everybody picks out things for me. She gets all her clothes directly from Louisa May Alcott. Well, we've all seen the last of this blouse anyway. You know, I feel more at home here after 24 hours than I do in my parents' house after 25 years. Of course, we'll have to do something about curtains. And I hope you don't mind about the screen around the bed. I just think it gives such a nice upper bedroomy effect to that area of the room. Oh, there are so many wonderful tricks you can try in a one-room apartment. Really, if you're willing to use your imagination. I don't care if it sounds silly, Murray, but I was projecting a personality identification with the Statue of Liberty today. Courageous and strong and solid metal. I was here with you last night, and I don't give a damn who knows or what anybody thinks. And that goes for Dr. Malco, Albert, my mother, Aunt Blanche. Oh, I'm going to do so many things I've always wanted to.
For example,
Well, I'm not sure right now, and that's marvelous too. I am thoroughly enjoying the idea that I don't know what I'm going to do next. Do you have an extra key?
what?
An extra key? Alden's has a terrific curtain sale. Thought
Oh,
I could go.
well, I better get some money.
No, that's all right. Just the key.
Oh,
Murray, did we bring back any extra pastrami?
no, the only thing we brought back yesterday was all this cleaning stuff. Oh, this place is a little dirty, but we really need all this stuff.
You'd better answer it, Murray.
Sandy, would you prefer to wait?
I've got no reason to hide from anybody.
Good morning, Mr. Burns.
Ah, Albert, how are you?
May I?
Sure.
I phoned you twice this morning, Mr. Burns.
Oh, that was you.
That was me. Miss Markwood did not return to Queens yesterday.
So?
Her parents are quite upset. I'm quite upset. Where is she?
She's hiding in the closet.
We're all quite anxious to know where she is.
I'm not kidding, Albert. She's in the closet.
That's really a silly thing for her to be in that closet.
Well, don't knock it till you've tried it. So what else can I do for you?
That's really a difficult thing for me to believe. She's right there in that closet. You are not a person, Mr. Burns. You are an experience.
That's very nice, Albert. I'll have to remember that.
Actually, Miss Markowitz is not the reason for my visit here today. I'm here on an official capacity.
You don't wear an official capacity well, Albert. Coffee?
No, thank you.
Now then, Albert, what's on your mind?
The board has reached a decision regarding your case, Mr. Burns. Their decision is based upon months of a thorough study. Our interview here yesterday was only one small part of it. I want you to understand that I am not personally responsible for the decision that they have reached.
Don't worry, Albert. I won't even hold you responsible for the shadow you're throwing on my rug.
For 11 months, you've avoided contact with the board, made a farce of their inquiries. You are not employed, show no inclination to gain employment, and have no financial stability.
Look, Albert, why don't you just stop for a second and tell me exactly...
Months of research by the board and reports by the Revere School show a severe lack of domestic stability, a libertine self-indulgence, a whole series of circumstances extremely detrimental to the child's welfare.
Look, stop the tap dancing for a second, Albert. What is it you're
It's
trying
the
to...
board's decision that you are unfit to be the guardian of your nephew. An action will be taken this Friday to remove the boy from your home and the deprivation that you caused him.
You mean they can really... Where did they get this routine from? Charles Dickens?
The board is prepared to find a more suitable and stable environment for your nephew. A family in which he can lead a more wholesome and normal life.
Look, Albert, there must be some kind of hearing or something where I'll get a chance to explain what...
You will have the opportunity on Thursday to state your case to the board. If there's some change in your circumstances, some evidence that they're not aware of, if you can demonstrate that you are a responsible member of society.
It's Tuesday, for God's sake. What am I supposed to do in 2 days? Win the Nobel Peace Prize? And they send you here to tell me.
Actually, you are to be informed by the court. But due to the confusion which took place here yesterday, which I consider myself personally responsible for, I felt it my obligation to come here to explain.
Buddy, you speak like you write everything down before you say it.
Yes, I do speak that way, Mr. Burns. I wish I spoke more spontaneously, and I realize I lack warmth. I will always appear foolish in a conversation with someone of your imagination. Believe me, Mr. Burns, there is no vengeance in my activities here today. I love my work, Mr. Burns, but I believe that you are a danger to that child. I wish it were true. It's obvious that you have considerable affection for your nephew. I can see it in your face, this feeling. I admire you for your warmth, Mr. Burns, and the affection the child feels for you. I admire this because I am not one that children easily find affection for. I'm not one of the warm people. But this feeling alone does not mollify the genuinely dangerous environment that you have created for him. I wish you could understand what I have to say. I really wish you could hear what I have to say. But for yours, I believe, is a truly distorted picture of this world.
Then why don't you send me to a foster home?
I was right. You can't listen to me. You are so sure of your sight. Your villains and heroes are so clear to you. And I'm obviously one of your villains. God save you from your vision, Mr. Burns. Goodbye.
Hey, courageous free one, you can come out now.
I'm sorry, Marie. I'm really very embarrassed. I don't know what happened. I just ran into the closet, and once I was in there, I just didn't want to come out. I'm sorry, Marie.
Don't worry, lady. You're going through an awkward stage. You're between closets. Listen, if Nick has to leave, if he goes, he goes. My life stays about the same. It's not good for him, see? Not for a couple of years, anyway. Right now, he's still ashamed of being sharper than everybody else. He could easily turn into another of those peeled and boiled potatoes. Are you listening to me?
Yes, of course.
Well, then make some kind of listening noise. even a little better for me if he goes. I mean, he's a middle-aged kid. When I signed on with the network, he stayed up all night figuring out the fringe benefits and pension plan. And this year, he started making lists of everything. Subway stops, his underwear, what he's going to be doing next week. If somebody doesn't watch out, he's going to start making lists of what he's going to do next year, the next 10 years. He'll learn to know things before they'll happen, and learn to plan. He'll learn to be one of the really nice dead people. Are you listening?
Of course, Murray, I told you.
Well then, stamp your feet or mutter or something so I'll know you're listening. I just want him to stay with me long enough so he won't turn into Norman Nothing. I want to be sure he'll know when he's chickening out on himself. I want him to get to know that special thing that he is, or else he won't notice it when it starts to go. I want him to stay awake and know who the phonies are. I want him to learn to holler and put up an argument. I want a little guts to show before I can let him go. I want him to see all the wild and crazy possibilities. I want him to know it's worth all the trouble just to give the world a little boozing when he gets a chance. I want him to know that sneaky, subtle, important reason why he was born a human being and not a chair. I will be very sorry to see him go. That kid's a laugher, and laughers are rare. He's the best straight man I ever had. I mean, you tell that kid something funny, oh, not just any piece of porn, but something funny, he'll give you your money's worth. It's not just funny jokes he hears or that I tell him that he laughs at, not just set up funny stuff. He sees street humor. He's got a good eye. He sees subway farce and crosstown bus humor and all the cartoons that people make just by being alive. He's got a good eye. And I don't want him to go till I can be sure he'll never be ashamed of it. And besides that, well, in addition to that, see, oh, Sandy, I don't want him to go. I like having the kid around. What should I do, Sandy? Help me out. I like it when he reads me from the wand ads.
Murray, don't worry. We'll do something. I know the board, their procedure. There's things you can do.
What I'll do is I'll get a new suit. First thing is to buy a dignified suit.
If you could get some kind of a job, get your brother to help you.
Right.
Is there something you can get in a hurry?
Oh, sure, one of those summer suits with the ready-made cuffs would be perfect.
No, I mean a job. If we could bring some proof of employment to the hearing, Murray, show them how anxious you are to change. We'll show them that you want to be reliable.
Yeah, reliable. Sandy, we'll put on a reliability show for them. Spectacular reliability. A reliability parade with bands and floats and everything. Sandy, go over to that trunk and pick me out a tie that is quiet, but at the same time projects a mood of inner strength. Arma Burns' office, please.
One quiet time with a mood of inner strength coming up.
Hello, Margot. It's Murray. Oh. Well, when Arnie comes back, here's what you do. First thing, tell him to sit down. Then you tell him I want to get a job. When he's recovered sufficiently from that shock, tell him that I'm... Oh, excuse me a minute, Margot. Yeah, quiet, but with strength. Sandy, that is the greatest happy laugh I ever heard on a lady. Do it again. That's great. Keep that laugh. I'll need it later. Hello, Margot? Yeah. Tell him I went downtown to pick out a new suit for me and a beautiful pineapple for him. Call him back in about an hour, okay? Thanks, Margot.
Can I come with you? I'd love to buy a suit with you.
Better not. Gotta move fast. Are these shoes okay? Look, don't go away.
I won't.
Say good luck.
Good luck.
Now say, you are a magnificent human being.
You are a magnificent human being.
I thought you'd notice.
Would you please come on along with me for a fun hour, because the loneliest, littlest, looniest chipmunk is me, Chuckles.
Anaheim, that's the intro Murray wrote for me 2 years ago. And it's still lovely, still warm. It's the way kids know me. The way I say, hello, kids. He's a sweetie of a writer.
That was last year he won the Sweetie Award, Leo.
Oh, please excuse my little words. They slip out of my face once in a while. Arnie, you got my voice coming out on that speakerphone in your office, huh? Comes out like the biggest pony you ever met, right? That's how I sound, don't I? Big pony.
No, Leo.
I'm getting sick of myself. Hey, Arnie, you figure there's a good chance of Murray coming back with me on the show?
Can't guarantee it. Sent him out on another appointment today. Fairly good
Well,
offer.
I'm hoping he comes back with me, Arnie. Funny bit, you being your agent for your old brother. What do you call that?
It's called incest. Okay, send him in. Got a call, fella. Get back to you when Murray shows.
Right, bye now.
Good afternoon, Mr. Burns.
Well, good afternoon, Mr. Burns. Hey, you really did get a new suit, didn't you? Hey, how did the appointment go?
Arnie, every time I come here, the agency's moved you to a higher floor. I swear, next time I come, you'll be up in a balloon.
Murray, the appointment?
I just can't get over this office, Arnie. 22nd floor, you can see everything. Oh my God, I don't believe it. It's King Kong. He's sitting on top of the Time Life building. He seems to be crying. Poor gorilla bastard. Somebody should have told him they don't make those buildings the way they used to.
Hello, Murray. Hello there. Welcome to Tuesday. What did you tell Sloan about the offer?
He took me to lunch at Stefano's on East 51st Street. Christ, it's been a couple of years since I hustled around Lunchland. There's this crazy hum, Arnie, that I haven't heard in so long. 8 square yards of idea men busily having ideas, eating away at their chef's salad like it were a box of Cracker Jacks and there's a prize in the bottom.
And Sloan, what about the offer?
I told him goodbye. I don't think he noticed when I left. He focuses slightly to the right when he talks to you, just over your shoulder, so if you stay out of range, he doesn't know you've gone. He probably thinks I'm still there.
You told me this morning to get you any job I could. Sloan's offer wasn't that bad.
Sloan is an idiot.
Listen, Cookie, right now you need idiots. You got a bad reputation for quitting jobs. I even had a hard time getting Sloan for you. Why'd you have to keep building your own personal blacklist? Why couldn't you be blacklisted as a communist like everybody else?
Don't worry, Arnie. I figure I'll go back with Chuckles. He's ready to take me back, isn't he?
Yeah, he's ready. I was just talking to him. He said last January he was up to your apartment about a week after you quit. I'm trying to get you back on the show. Right in the middle, you walk into the kitchen singing some vaudeville. Your way of saying goodbye.
Well, that was 4 months ago, Arnie.
What, you just left him standing there? Must have been great. Wish I could have seen that.
Arnie, it was beautiful.
It's about time somebody left Leo Herman standing around talking with himself. Yes, I wish I didn't enjoy you so much. But no kidding around today with him when he calls. He is absolutely the last thing we had before that hearing on Thursday.
Yes, I understand.
Wish we could have got you something a little better, but there just wasn't any time.
Well, Chuckles won't be so bad for a while anyway.
No, not for a while. You're going to have to stay with him this time. I had our agency lawyers look at this. The most the board's going to give you is a probationary year with Nick, a trial period. Their investigators are going to be checking on you every week.
That's charming.
They'll be checking to see if you're still on the job, checking with Leo on your stability, checking on changes in your home environment.
Sounds like a parole board.
Margot, give me Leo Herman on the speakerphone here. Yeah, his home number. Thank you. I don't know, he's not the greatest guy in the world, but he sure likes you.
Yeah, I know. I got away with animals.
Now that's your last joke today. That you, Leo?
Right, Arnie. Down here in the basement, my gymnasium. Lot of echoing. Am I coming through? Am I coming through okay?
Clearly, Leo. Murray's here.
Murray, you wonderful wild man. Fella, how are you?
Hello, Leo. How are you?
Oh, you crazy bastard. Damn good to hear your voice again. You're an old monkey, aren't you?
You sound about the same too, Leo.
Not the same. More impossible than I used to be. Can you imagine that?
Not easily, Leo, no.
Murray, I need you, fella. I need you back in the show, Murray. We'll talk a while now, and then I'll come over to your place tonight. Go over some ideas for next week's show. It'll be great, sweetie. Oh, there's that word again. Sweetie, I said that word again. Oh, am I getting sick of myself? Big pony. The truth, fella. The biggest pony you ever met, right?
Probably, Leo.
Probably, he says. There he goes. There goes Murray, the old joker, right? You're a jester, right? Some fooler. You can't fool with a scheduled show, Murray. A scheduled show with a tight budget. Murray, come closer. Tell you a secret. You're gonna hate me, Murray. I gotta tell tell you something, and I know you're going to hate me for it, but we can't have the same Murray we used to have on the show. Who appreciates a good joke more than anybody? Me. But who jokes too much? You.
Look, Leo, why don't we talk further tonight? When you come
It
over...
hurt me, Mark. It hurt me what you used to do. When all those thousands of kids wrote in asking for the definition of a chipmunk, you sent back that form letter saying a chipmunk was, what was it?
A cute rat.
Yeah, a cute rat. Yeah, I remember. My skin broke out something terrible. Some kids were fooling around at script conferences, fooling around at the studio. Now, we're not going to have any more of that, are we?
Oh, no, we won't. I'm sorry, Leo.
Because we can't fool with the innocence of children, can we? My God, they believe in the little chipmunk. Don't ask me why. I'm nothing. God, I know that. I'm damn lucky. A person like me should get $1.5 grand a week for doing nothing. I mean, I'm one of the big no talents of all time, right?
All right. I mean, no,
Oh,
Leo.
I know it's the truth. I don't take myself out of it. But be no more joking, right, Mark? Because I'll tell you the truth. I can't stand it.
Right, Leo.
Good. Glad we cleared that up. Because my skin breaks out something terrible. You're the best, Murray. Such talent. You know I love you, don't you, you old monkey?
Arnie, please tell him we'll talk further tonight. Too much of him at once.
Leo,
Murray,
suppose we-
I want you to put some 15-minute fairy tales into the show. You've got your Hans Christian Andersens there, Grimm Brothers, your Goldilockses, your Sleeping Beauties, Gingerbread Men, your Foxy Loxies, your legends, folk tales. Do I reach you, Murray?
Yeah, Leo.
Now, what I want in those scripts is this. Murray, I want you to give me 5 minutes of action, 5 minutes of poignancy, and 5 minutes of the moral message. Race relation things, world peace things, understanding brings love things. I don't know, shake them up a little. Controversy, angry letters from parents. Kids show with something to say. Get some excitement in the industry.
Hey, Leo. I might show up one day with 11 minutes of poignancy, no action, and a
Murray,
12-second moral message. And then where would we be, Leo?
See how he mocks me? Well, I guess there's plenty there to mock. Plenty mocking. Sometimes I try to take a whole look at what I am. Sweaty Leo, jumping around in a funny costume trying to make a buck out of being a chipmunk. The abominable snowman in a cute suit. But I'll tell you something, Murray. Sit down for a minute. Are you sitting down, Murray? Murray, sit down. Good. Now I'm going to tell you a story.
Arnie, he's going to do it again. The story I got tattooed on my skull. Story number 12, the laughter of children
I'll
story.
be 58
Again.
years old. And
Arnie.
maybe it's the silliest, onlyest cop-out thing you ever heard, but the
What the
chipmunk
chipmunk?
chuckles.
The little guy
I
I
pretend to be
is real to me.
as real as this phone in my hand. Those children, don't ask me why. God, I don't know. But they believe in their little fellows. Look, Mark, I do what I can for the cash monies, but also, and I say it without embarrassment, I just love kids. The laughter of children. We can't have you fooling with them, Mark. Can't have you joking. Because it's this whole bright, wild, sort of child kind of thing. It's this very up feeling. It's all young. You can't joke with it. The laughter of children. Those warm waves. That fresh, open, spontaneous laughter. You can feel it on your face.
Like a
Just
sunburn.
like a sunburn. And it's a pride. So then how lovely, how enchanting I get paid so well for. Say, there's this, I'm getting a crack, you know, what's happening? No,
Leo,
I can't-
Leo,
no, what-
you're in a waste paper basket.
No,
Leo,
come back.
Leo, I'll get you. Leo, you there? Leo? He's gone. He's dead.
Well, don't look at me like that, Arnie. I didn't kill him. He doesn't live in that box. Well, maybe he does.
The man's got a job for you, and you throw him in a basket.
I quit that nonsense 5 months ago, Arnie.
The man's got a job for you. You're a nut. Take it easy on him.
A fool in a box telling me what's funny. A welfare board going through my underwear every week because I don't look good in their pile. And I'm the nut, right? I'm the crazy one.
Murray, you float like a balloon, and everybody's after you with a needle. I'm just trying to put you in touch with some real things.
Oh, like this office, Arnie? Real things like this office? The world could come to an end and you'd have to find out about it on the telephone. Pictures of your wife 6 years ago, when she was still a piece. Or your kids 4 years ago when they were their cutest and looked their best for the office. Oh, you're in touch, all right, Arnie.
Murray, take it easy. You're a little excited. Everything is going to be just fine.
Damn it, Arnie. Get angry. I just said some awful things and insulted you personally about your wife and your kids. I said some lousy things to you. Raise your voice, at least raise your eyebrows. Please have an argument with me.
We'll call Leo back. We'll apologize.
tell you the truth, it's pretty funny. I think you're a very nice lady.
Thank you, Nick.
What do you think about me?
I think you're very nice also.
A very nice quality you have is that you are a good listener, which is important to me because of how much I talk. You're some laugher, aren't you, lady?
I guess so, Nick.
Want a fruit? An orange, maybe?
No, thank you, Nick.
Well, if you want to call your mother, I mean, feel free to use the phone. Or if you want to read a book, or you can use any of the chairs.
I will, Nick. Thank you.
Okay. Hey, lady, are you going to be sitting around here for a while?
I might. Yeah.
Has Marie seen all this?
No, not yet.
Not yet. Well, good luck, lady.
Oh, God, I've been attacked by the Ladies' Home Journal.
Murray, what a nice sweet spot. How is everything?
Hey, look at this. You've started to get rid of the Edgar Allan Poe atmosphere.
Don't you like it?
Oh, sure. A lot of work. The place has an unusual quality now, kind of fun gothic.
Well, of course I'm not really done yet. The curtains aren't all up, and this chair won't look so bad if we reupholster. Come on, Murray. Don't keep me in suspense. Which one of the jobs did you take?
I shall now leave you breathless with the strange and wondrous tale of this sturdy lad's adventure today in downtown Oz. Picture, if you will, me. I was walking on East 51st Street about an hour ago, and I decided to construct and develop a really decorative, general, all-purpose apology. Nothing complicated, just the words, "I'm sorry," said with a little style.
Sorry for what?
For anything. For being late, early, stupid, asleep, silly, alive. Well, you know how you're walking down the street and you're talking to yourself and suddenly sometimes you say a couple of words out loud. So I said, "I'm sorry." And this fella, complete stranger, he looks up for a second and says, "That's okay, Mac," and then goes on. He actually forgave me. I communicated. 5 o'clock rush hour in Midtown, and you could say, "Sir, I believe your hair is on fire," and they wouldn't respond. So I decided to test the whole thing out scientifically. I stayed right there at the corner of East 51st and Lex, just saying I'm sorry to everybody that went by. "Oh, sir, I'm so sorry." "I'm terribly sorry, madam." "Say there, miss, I'm sorry." Of course, some people just gave me a funny look. But Sandy, I swear 75% of them actually forgave me. "Forget it, buddy. That's okay, really." 2 ladies forgave me in unison. 1 fella forgave me from a passing car. And 1 guy actually forgave me for his dog. "Poofer forgives the nice man, don't you, Poofers?" It was fabulous. I had kept some vast reservoir. Something had happened to all of them for which they felt someone should apologize. And so it was just all, so I said to them, "I'm sorry." And it was just all, they were all so genuine and so kind. I mean, you could give them love and they wouldn't accept it half as graciously or unquestioningly.
That's very interesting, Murray.
Sandy, I could run on top of the roof right now and holler, "I am sorry." 500,000 people would holler right back, "That's okay, Matt. Just see you don't do it again."
Murray, you didn't take any of the jobs.
Sandy, I took whatever I am and put a new suit on it and took it out there. That's what happened. Oh, I know what I said this morning, what I promised. Sandy, I'm sorry. I'm very sorry. Damn it, lady, that was a beautiful apology. You gotta love a guy who can apologize so nice. I rehearsed it for over an hour. That's the most you should expect out of life, Sandy. A really good apology for all the things you won't get.
Murray, I don't understand. What happens to Nick? What about the welfare board?
Oh, Sandy.
Well, I mean, if you don't like the job your mother found you, then take any job.
Sandy, don't you understand? Nick's a wonderful kid, but he's brought the damn world in on me. Don't you understand, Sandy? They'd be checking up on me every week, being judged by people I don't know and who didn't know me. I mean, give me a month of that and I turn into a ashtray or a bowl of cornflakes. I wouldn't know me on the street. Have you seen Murray? He was here just a minute ago. Hey, have you seen Murray? I wouldn't be of any use to Nick, or you, or anybody.
I've had no effect on you at all. I've made no difference. You have no idea what it feels like to have no effect on people. I'm not a leader. I scored very low in leadership in 3 different vocational aptitude tests. When I point my finger, people go the other way.
Sandy,
In grad school, they put me in charge of the structured child play analysis session one day. Then all of the children fell asleep. Not a leader.
Sandy, you really are a cute, jolly lady. Please understand.
When you left this morning, I was so
This
sure.
morning, Sandy, I saw the most beautiful sailing this morning. The Sklerdo, a Swedish liner bound for Europe. It's a great thing to do when you want to start something new. Go down to the dock and see a boat off. It's always wonderful. There's a sailing practically every day at this time of year. You go down to the dock with all the well-wishers and you throw confetti and you make a big racket with them. Hey, bon voyage, Charlie. Have a wonderful time. Gives you a genuine feeling about the beginning of things. There's another one on Tuesday, a big French staffer. We could...
Murray. And Nick will have to go away now, Murray. I got a new best friend at Altman's. I haven't spoken to my mother in 2 days, and he went to see a boat off. My goodness. I'm a list maker. I have to have enough sense to leave you, Murray. I can see why Nick liked it here. I would like it here too if I was 12 years old.
Come on. Stick with me, Dr. Markowitz. Anything can happen above an abandoned Chinese restaurant.
Maybe you're wonderfully independent, Murray. Or maybe you're the most extraordinarily selfish person I've ever met.
Oh, so now what are you going to do? Go back to living in closets? Oh, it's really going to be quite charming. You and Albert guarding the Lincoln Tunnel together.
I think, Murray, that you live in a much, much larger closet than I do.
Oh, lady, don't look at me like that.
Oh, there are so many really attractive things you can try in a one-room apartment, if you're willing to use your imagination. Goodbye, Murray.
Hey, damn it. You forgot your files. The management is not responsible for personal property. And what the hell did you do to my apartment? Where's all my stuff? What do we got here? Sunnybrook Farm? Where's my clocks and my radios? And who put my books in order? How am I supposed to find anything? What happened to my place? Campers? The entertainment committee was really disappointed by the turnout of this morning's community sing. I mean, where's all that Camp Chickawatomie spirit? Now, I'd just like to say that I think we can go... That is, what I'd like to say is I think that Campers, I can't think of anything to say. Yes, all the time.
Murray, if you really love this kid, you'll take any kind of stupid job you can to keep him.
Oh, so now you're an expert on love.
No, not an expert, but I sure appreciate my amateur standing. Hey, Murray, told him yet about having to leave?
Don't worry, Arnie. I know how to handle it. I got a couple of days to tell him. And don't underrate Nick. He's going to handle this a lot better than you think.
I finally figured out what's your problem. Your problem? Other people. If it wasn't for other people, everything would be great, huh? People asking you for things, bumping into you, making lines to wait in, taking cabs away from you. I don't know, I just can't take it. You've got to shape up.
Shape up. Go ahead, Arnie. Just give me advice. At $30,000 a year, you can afford it.
Oh, I get it. If I'm so smart, why ain't I poor? What's this game you got? You better get a good game of your own before you start getting mind razzed. And what's this one that you play gonna be like 10 years from now without you?
Arnie, you just don't understand anymore. You got so old. What the hell happened to you? When you quit Harry the Furcade down on 38th Street, remember?
That was 20 years ago.
You told me you were going to be in 20 different businesses in 20 years if you had to. You found out what you wanted. Everything was going to change. Well, Harry didn't think you were behaving maturely enough for a salesman. Your clothes didn't match or something. So the next day, you dressed perfectly. Homburg, gray suit, cufflinks, carrying a briefcase and a rolled-up umbrella. And you came into Harry's office on roller skates. You weren't going to take any crap from anybody. So that's the business you finally picked, taking crap from everybody.
I don't do practical jokes anymore, if that's what you mean.
Practical, that's right. A way to stay alive. What's the point? If most things aren't funny, Arnie, then they're only exactly as they are. And it's just one long dental appointment interrupted occasionally by something exciting, like waiting or falling asleep. What's the point if I leave everything exactly as I find it? Then I'm just adding to the noise. Then I'm just taking up more room on the subway.
The welfare board only has a few specifications. Just a few.
Oh, Arnie, you just don't understand. You got that wide stare that people stick in their eyes so nobody will know their head's asleep. You gotta be a shuffler and a moaner. You want me to come and sit and eat fruit with you every day and watch the clock run out. And you start to drag and stumble with the rotten weight of all the people who should have been told off, all the things you should have said, all the specifications that aren't yours. The only thing you got left to reject is food that you order in a restaurant if they do it wrong, and you can send it back and make a big fuss with the waiter. Arnie, 5 months ago, I forgot what day it was. I was on the subway on my way to work and couldn't remember what day it was. I was sitting in the express, looking out the window, same as every morning, watching the local stops go by in the dark, with an empty head, my arms folded, not feeling great, not feeling rotten, just not feeling it. And for a minute, I didn't know. I couldn't remember unless I really concentrated whether it was a Tuesday or Thursday or a minute, it could have been any day, Arnie. Sitting on a train going through any day, in the dark, through any year. Scared the hell out of me, Arnie. You gotta know what day it is. You gotta know what's the name of the game and what the rules are with nobody else telling you first. You gotta own your days and name them, each one of them, every one of them. Or else the years just go right by and none of them belong to you anymore. And that's not just for weekends, kiddo. You know, here it is the day after Irving R. Feldman's birthday, for God's sake, and I haven't even congratulated him yet. Mine! What's so funny?
Oh, I scared myself. I got you to stop. I got your complete attention. The floor is mine. I can't think of a damn thing to say. Kurt, I've long been aware that you don't respect me much. I suppose a lot of brothers don't get along. But reference to us, considering the facts, kind of sounds like a contract, doesn't it? I'm willing to deal with the available world. And choose not to shake it up, but to live with it the way it is. Some people spill things. others, it's spilled on. I choose not to notice the stains. I've got a wife, and I've got children. And business, like they say, is business. I have a talent for surrender. I'm not an exceptional old man. I'm gifted. I'm lucky. But you are cursed. And I like you. And it makes me sad. You don't have a gift. And I see the torture in that. And all I can do is worry for you. But I will not worry for myself. You cannot convince me that I am one of the bad guys. I get up, I go. I lie a little, I pet a little. I watch the rules. I talk the talk. We fellows have those offices high up so we could catch the wind and go in it, wherever it blows. I will not apologize for it. I take pride. I am the best possible Arnold Burns. Well, give my regards to Irving R. Fellman, will you?
Arnie,
Hurry, please. For once, let me leave a room before you do.
Nick.
Hey, where's the lady?
Well, she's not here right now.
Murray, I decided since you are getting a job today that I must also finish my which I've been putting on.
Listen, Nick, turns out the only job I could get in a hurry was with Chuckles.
With Chuckles, huh? Well, fine. As long as I don't have to watch that Tiller program every morning. Murray, the past couple months I've been concerned. Murray, you're not paying attention.
Oh, yeah, sure, I'm listening.
For the past couple months, I've been thinking about different names and considering different names. Because in a couple months, I'm going to be 13. And we got to pick a permanent name, like we agreed.
Well, why don't you just go on calling yourself Nick? That you've been using it the longest.
Nick is a name for a short person. And since I am a short person, I don't believe I should put a lot of attention on it.
What do you mean? Where'd you get the idea that you were short?
For people who are taller than I am.
That's ridiculous.
Sure, up there it's ridiculous, but down here where I'm from, it's not so ridiculous. Half the girls in my class are taller than me. Especially Susan Bookworm.
Nick, you happen to be a nice medium height for your age.
Yeah, so how's it everybody crouches over a little when I'm in the room?
Well, because you're a kid. Listen, you come from a fairly tall family, Nick. Next couple of years, you're going to start growing like crazy. Well, really, Nick, you're getting bigger every day.
So is Susan Bookwalter. So, for the past couple of months, I've been considering various tall names. Last month, I considered Zachary. But I figured Zachary turned out to be a short, fat, bald name. Then I thought about Richard, which isn't very tall, just very thin with glasses. Then, last month, I really, truly decided on a name. I took out a new library card to see how it looks and make it definite and official.
Well, this is my library card.
No, that's the whole thing. It's mine.
But it says Murray Burns on it.
Right, and that's the name I picked.
Oh, well, Nick, I'm flattered. I want you to know I'm very flattered by this, but, well, oh, why the hell? I mean, damn it, Nick, that's too many Murrays. It's too confusing. Why don't you call yourself George? It's a very strong name there, George.
No, we agreed. I can pick my name, and that's the name I picked, Murray.
Oh, what about Jack? What the hell's wrong with Jack? Jack Burns. Sounds like a promising heavyweight.
I like the name I picked better.
Or Martin, or Robert, or...
Those names are all square.
Mr. Lyon's been here. Hey, Murray.
Ah, I hear the voice of a chipmunk.
Gonna put on a tie.
Well, why don't you call yourself Charlie? Charlie's a very musical name.
Chuckles, hello.
The what?
Chipper Monkey.
Oh yeah, Chipper Monkey.
Well, may I have your name?
It's Nick, most of the time.
Oh, well, anyway, look what I've got in this bag. I've got 2 big bags of Chuckles chips and potato chips. How'd you like to put these crispy chips in a bowl or something for us? Nick, take your time, because your uncle and me, we got some grown-up talking to do. Kid hates me. I can tell. Didn't go over with him very well. He pushed a little too hard. But nice kid, Murray.
How are your kids, Leo?
Fine. But even they don't like my show since you stopped writing it. And the littlest one, the 6-year-old, Ralphie, he's been watching the Funny Bunny show every morning instead of mine. You don't believe how I've been bombing out on that show. Murray, you don't know what it feels like to bomb out in front of kids. You flop in front of kids and I swear to God they're ready to kill you. Or else they just stare. That hurt, innocent stare like you just killed their puppy or raped their turtle or something. I mean, Murray, to have you back at the studio and back on the show with me has been beautiful. You're the best.
Well, I appreciate you feeling that way, Leo.
Murray, this afternoon on the phone, you hung up on me, didn't you?
Yes. I'm sorry, Leo. I hope you didn't.
Don't tell me. I know I make people nervous. Who can stand to listen to me for 10 minutes? I mean, I'm always fixing my tie, looking at my watch, talking to the puppet. I do that to make sure I'm still there. You know, Murray, sometimes I get this feeling that I, vanished when I wasn't looking.
Oh, I'm sure you're still here, Leo.
See how he talks to me? A little nasty. But I like it. It's real. It's straight. It's honest. I like it. You know what I got around me at the studio? Fakes, dwarfs, phonies, and frauds. No Murrays. The show, boring, boredom. Boring. It's just terrible. I can't.
Murray, I believe that I left my files here. I came to get my files. May I have my files, please? Oh, excuse me.
Chuckles the Chipmunk, this is Minnie Mouse.
You must be Mr. Herman?
Yeah, I must be him. I'd rather not be, but what the hell?
Well, I'll be on my way.
Murray attracts a girl, that Minnie. What does she do?
She's my decorator.
Well, she's done a wonderful job. This place is great. It's open. It's free. It's loose. I mean, this is a crazy, wonderful place. God, you must make out like mad in a place like this. Now, how come I've never been here before?
Oh, you were here last January, Leo.
You know, it's funny thing. Worked with you for 3 years and I've never been to your apartment.
You were here last January, Leo?
Wait a minute. Wasn't I here recently in the winter? In January, I think. Yeah, I came up to try to get you back on the show. You wouldn't listen. You went in the kitchen and sang on Top of the World or something. I mean, I left feeling very foolish, like I had footprints on my face. I mean, why'd you do that? I mean, that was terrible. Oh my God. The pure immodesty of it. You ever see anything so immodest? I mean, I bring a big statue of myself for a gift for the child. I mean, the pure ego of it. I'm ashamed. I mean, Murray, could you throw a blanket or a sheet or something over that? It really looks terrible sitting there. I mean, I wish you'd throw something.
So have you ever thought about doing something else besides the Chipmunk show?
Well, we could do a kids show for adults.
Yeah, but you told me that same thing 3 years ago.
Howard, I mean, everybody knows that. But would you please cover that thing up? It's making me embarrassed standing here with that. Look, the chips are here. Hi there, kidderoonies. Look at your old chipmunk friend. He can't move his mouth. His mouth is stuck. Maybe if you say, be happy, Chuckles, he'll get all fixed. You're supposed to say, be happy, Chuckles.
Oh yeah, be happy, Chuckles.
Oh, look it! It's all fixed!
That's terrific, Mr.
Now, that's one of the routines for the tomorrow morning show. And you'll know it before all the kids in the neighborhood.
Thank you.
That was one of the funny parts there when I couldn't move my mouth.
Uh-huh.
And didn't you think that was funny?
Yeah, that was pretty funny.
Well, don't you laugh or something when you see something funny?
It just took me by surprise surprise is all. I didn't have time to...
Well, another funny part was at the end when I jumped up with a smile. Finishing the bit, I've got the smile. I go, oh, looky, it stuck the other way. Oh, it stuck the other way. Oh.
That's terrific, Mr. Herman. That's all you gotta do. You go up there and do that, and they pay you and everything.
You didn't laugh.
I was waiting for the funny part.
That was the funny part.
Oh, when you fell down on
When I fell on the couch. That was the funny part. You missed another funny part.
Another one? Gee,
Yes.
I'm sorry, Mr. Herman.
I can prove it. Look at this right here. Wait, I get the right page. This thing. What does it say? Line 2.
Frownbit, 85% of audience outright prolonged laughter on Frownbit.
See that? That's the agency's preview audience analysis report on that routine. Outright prolonged laughter, 85%.
You can try him on sad parts, Leo. He's very good on sad parts.
Well, matter of fact, there was this poignancy bit that I did for preview theater. Audience noticeably moved 60%.
They left the theater?
There he is. There's the Joker. Murray the Joker, right?
I do some routines.
Well, that's lovely. I mean,
I can imitate the voice of Alexander Hamilton. Emery was his terrific Thomas Jefferson. You got the voices just right.
Hello there, Alex. How are you?
Hello there, Tom. Boy, you've been in Congress today. We had quite
that's ridiculous. You can't do Alexander Hamilton imitations. Nobody knows what he sounds like.
That's the funny part.
You missed the funny part, Leo.
I'm going to get a rash on my neck. I was working good in front of the kids. The bit I did was funny. And I don't go over with these odd kids. I mean, here I am in front of him in person, and he's staring at me. Oddness here, right? Oddness. Alexander Hamilton imitation. Shaded jokes for old men. I mean, what you've done is child's a damn shame. A small child should like small animals. Damn shame. Where you brought him up. Grotesque atmosphere. Unhealthy. And you don't even feel guilty about it. I mean, women in and out. Decorators. We've been brought up by a normal person instead of in this madhouse.
Hey, don't say that.
It's kind of a freakish way of growing up.
Are you calling me a freak? You call me a freak. Take back what you said.
Nick, on June the 3rd, I'll be 58 years old, and I'm standing here arguing with a 12-year-old kid. Nick, all I wanted to tell you is that humor is a cloudy wonderland kind of thing, but clear and simple like the blue, blue sky. And all I want is your honest child's opinion of that routine I just did, because children are too honest to be wise.
My simple child's reaction to what you did is that you are not funny. Funnier than you is even my friend Stuart Slassman, who's 11, who puts walnuts in his mouth and makes funny noises. What is not funny is you coming in here making fun of us, and what is certainly not funny is how sad you are. That I feel sorry for you if you weren't so dull. And those are the worst tasting potato chips I've ever tasted. That's my opinion from the blue, blue sky.
You didn't want to come back to work for me. You just wanted to get me up here to make me feel foolish, to step on my face again. But there's that song, that damn goodbye song. I'm getting out of here. Bunch of crazy people, bunch of nuts.
Leo, wait. Leo, wait. I'm sorry. Leo,
I'm
wait.
singing a song.
Nick, you better stop now. Nick.
Go. Murray, get your banjo. Sing to them, they'll go away.
No, we can't, Nick.
Murray, they don't have jerks like that around.
Just be quiet. Be quiet for a minute, Nick.
Murray. It's that statue. That crummy statue.
Oh, Nick, no, come on now. Nick,
Murray.
no, we can't. Now stop it. Come on, Nick. I'm sorry, Nick. I'm sorry, kid. Just stop.
Murray.
Look, you better go to your room.
This is a one-room apartment.
Well, then go to your alcove. Leo, I hope you didn't misunderstand.
By myself,
Kidding.
I got carried away there myself.
I guess we all got a little out of hand there. So I'll see you tomorrow at the office, Leo.
Great to have you back, fella. You both hate me.
Nobody hates you.
Hollered at the kid. I mean, I didn't mean to cause any upset. I don't get along good with kids.
Don't worry about it, Leo.
You want to come on and have a drink with me, Mark?
Not tonight. Maybe another night, Leo.
Well, after I leave, why don't you horse around with the kid? He'll feel better.
You're right, Leo.
The routine I did
I guess it was just a bad day for you, Leo.
Murray, the statue, you want to leave it lying around like that?
No. There.
Fine, fine.
So I'll see you tomorrow, Leo.
Great, just a bad day for the old chipmunk. Good to have you back. Looking forward to seeing you at the studio, you old monkey. You are an old monkey, aren't you?
Say, I could use a roast turkey sandwich right now. Couldn't you, Nick? On rye, coleslaw and Russian dressing.
Guy calls his name. Guy talks like that. Should have got rid of that moron. Could have flew the welfare people or something. Could have gone to Jersey City or Mexico or someplace.
I hear the delicatessen in Mexico is terrible.
Gonna call myself Theodore.
Well, as long as you don't call yourself Beatrice.
Okay, fool around. We have a Theodore ring around here. The other couple seconds you've been out the door. Where'd you go chicken nugget for, Murray? Why'd you stop?
Because your routines give me outright prolonged laughter, Theodore.
$4.95 for this, and you leave it around. A perfectly good yard of fabric, and already there are stains on it. You know, it's very interesting that I left my files here. Then I forgot them. I mean, psychologically, when I analyze that. Of course, last month I left my handbag in the automat, and I have no idea what that means at all. I think that's a pattern of our relationship. If we examine it, it's very intricate, the different areas of it, especially the whole goodbye area of it, and also the hello and how are you area of it.
Hello, Sandy. How are you?
Hello, Mary.
Hello, lady.
Hello, Nick.
Hey, lady, want help with any of that?
Matter of fact, Nick. Nick, I don't think the effect, I mean the overall design of this room is really helped by all these knickknacks.
You mean the junk?
Yes.
Yeah, that's good for the overall design.
If you just put them away over here.
Hey, now, Sandy, wait a minute. Now, what if we... Listen, Nick, I didn't tell you to move... Nick!
Wilbur Malcolm Burns.
Hey, now, both of you, now, wait just a minute. Now, I didn't... Hey, wait now. Wonder what kind of weather we got out there tonight. No, never can see the damn weather. Someday this damn building will fall down into 7th Avenue so I can see the weather. Everybody on stage for the Hawaiian number.